It's time for Access the Experts from the University of Nebraska at Omaha with your host, Brandon Axamit.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Access the Experts on News Channel Nebraska, where every Tuesday and Thursday, University of Nebraska at Omaha faculty members answer today's questions facing our state. Now today we have the pleasure of hearing from Dr. Chris Allen, who is the General Manager of UNO Television and KVNO Radio, as well as a professor at UNO. And today we are talking about broadcast media. So Chris, today's question is, are local radio and television stations facing the same negative impacts that local newspapers have been facing over the past decade plus?
Thanks for that question, Brandon, and I'm very happy to answer it. The simple answer is that both newspaper and television newsrooms have lost staff over the past decade, but newspapers have really been devastated. Newspapers have been affected in two main ways. The first is in circulation. People have stopped subscribing to the newspaper because there are so many other alternatives to get news. As an example, the Omaha World Herald has gone from about 180,000 in circulation 20 years ago to less than 80,000 today. That's resulted in a dramatic decrease in what the newspaper can charge for advertising. Fewer viewers, lower price. Plus, advertisers have simply said, I will look for other places where I can get more people to look at my ad. But the real devastation for newspapers has come here in the amount of classified advertising. Each of these little ads used to go for $35 or $40 a piece, and there were hundreds on a page, $3,000 or $4,000 in revenue, and there were 4 or 5 pages, up to $16,000 to $20,000 in revenue each day for the newspaper. It all went away with the invention of things like Craigslist, where you can advertise for free and a lot of people go there. It simply disappeared from the newspaper. There's less than 1 page of classified advertising now in the Omaha World Herald. As a result of all of this, newsroom staffing in newspapers has dropped 51% in the past decade, from about 71,000 to about 35,000 today. Local television, on the other hand, has also suffered an audience decline because there are alternatives, but advertising has remained relatively strong. It has declined, but not as precipitously. For instance, in a local Omaha TV newscast, a 30-second ad can go for as much as $800. If you figure there are 12 of those in a newscast, that's almost $10,000 just for one newscast, and they do several newscasts every day. Add to that, the newspaper, television is the preferred place for political advertising, and you can imagine that in the last year, television has had a pretty profitable year. But remember, TV has never had as many reporters as newsrooms. Those numbers are much closer now. It's estimated that television staffing is about 27,500 nationwide. Those numbers have come much, much closer. If you want more information, you can go to unomaha.edu.
Well, thank you, Chris, for sharing your expertise on the topic. For our viewers at home, we want you to interact with UNO's experts. So if you have a question that you want answered, go to newschannelnebraska.com and click on the Access the Experts link to submit your question. It may just be answered by a UNO expert on an upcoming edition. I'm Brandon Axamit. We'll see you next time.
Access the Experts, presented by the University of Nebraska at Omaha. If you have questions, submit them on our website. Then join us every Tuesday and Thursdays at 6:46 a.m. and p.m. while we answer your questions.